Miami app unsure where Hurricane Dorian is going to land over Labor Day weekend. Many Florida residents faced a sense of helplessness as they prepared for what U.S. President Donald Trump said could be an absolute monster of a storm. All indications are it's going to hit very hard and it's going to be very big, Trump said in a video he tweeted Thursday evening, comparing Dorian to Hurricane Andrew, which devastated South Florida in 1992. The National Hurricane Center said the Category 2 storm is expected to strengthen into a potentially catastrophic Category 4 with winds of 130 miles per hour, 209 kilometers per hour, and slam into the U.S. On Monday, somewhere between the Florida Keys and southern Georgia, a 500-mile, 805-kilometer stretch that reflected a high degree of uncertainty this far out. Get the Times of Israel's daily edition by email and never miss our top stories. Free sign up. If it makes landfall as a Category 3 or 4 hurricane, that's a big deal, said University of Miami hurricane researcher Brian McNulty. A lot of people are going to be affected. A lot of insurance claims. Brevard County prepares for the approach of Hurricane Dorian, as well over 100 vehicles lined up at 10 a.m. for free sandbags being filled by trustees from the Brevard County Jail in the parking lot of Calvary Chapel, a church in Viera West. It was one of several locations offering sandbags. Tim Short, Florida Today via app. With the storm's track still unclear, no immediate mass evacuations were ordered. Along Florida's east coast, local governments began distributing sandbags. Shoppers rushed to stock up on food, plywood and other emergency supplies at supermarkets and hardware stores, and motorists topped off the tanks and filled gasoline cans. Some fuel shortages were reported in the Cape Canaveral area. Josephine Larrauri, a retired translator, went to a public supermarket in Miami only to find empty shelves in the water section. "I feel helpless because the whole coast is threatened," she said. "What's the use of going all the way to Georgia if it can land there?" In Vero Beach, about 140 miles, 225 kilometers, up the coast from Miami, Lauren Harvey, 51, scoured the aisles of a nearby supermarket in search for non-perishable food items that could last her throughout the storm. Harvey, who works in medical billing, is going through a divorce and recently moved from the Philadelphia area. She said she is not sure what to expect and is preparing to spend her very first hurricane alone. "I just moved here, so I'm lost," she said with a blank expression on her face, after grabbing a couple of water bottles from a scantily stocked shelf. "I don't know what I'm going to do." Store shelves are empty of bottled water as residents buy supplies in preparation for Hurricane Dorian. In Doral, Florida, July 29, 2019. App photo. Marcus Lim. Tiffany Miranda of Miami Springs waited well over 30 minutes in line at BJ's Wholesale Club in Hialeah to buy hurricane supplies. Some 50 vehicles were bumper to bumper, waiting to fill up at the store's 12 gas pumps. You never know with these hurricanes. It could be good, it could be bad. You just have to be prepared, she said. Tick blocks an entrance at BJ's Wholesale Club to control traffic flow as motorists line up for fuel in preparation for Hurricane Dorian. August 29, 2019, in Hialeah, Florida. App photo. Lynn Sladkey. As of Thursday evening, Dorian was centered about 295 miles, 475 kilometers, east of the Bahamas, its winds blowing at 105 miles per hour, 169 kilometers per hour, as it moved northwest at 12 miles per hour, 19 kilometers per hour. It is expected to pick up steam as it pushes out into warm waters with favorable winds, the University of Miami's McNulty said, adding, "Starting Friday, it really has no obstacles left in its way." The National Hurricane Center's projected track had the storm blowing ashore midway along the Florida peninsula, southeast of Orlando and well north of Miami or Fort Lauderdale. But because of the difficulty of predicting its course this far ahead, the cone of uncertainty covered nearly the entire state. Forecasters said coastal areas of the southeast could get 5 to 10 inches, 13 to 25 centimeters of rain, with 15 inches, 38 centimeters in some places, triggering life-threatening flash floods. Also imperiled were the Bahamas, with Dorian's expected track running just to the north of Great Abaco and Grand Bahama Islands. Jeff Bayard, an associate administrator at the Federal Emergency Management Agency, warned that Dorian is likely to create a lot of havoc with infrastructure, power and roads, but gave assurances FEMA is prepared to handle it, even though the Trump administration is shifting hundreds of millions of dollars from FEMA and other agencies to deal with immigration at the Mexican border. "This is going to be a big storm. We're prepared for a big response," Bayard said. Florida Gov. Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency, clearing the way to bring in more fuel and call out the National Guard if necessary, and Georgia's governor followed suit. Ariane Brito fills containers with gasoline at BJ's Wholesale Club in preparation for Hurricane Dorian, August 29, 2019, in Hialeah, Florida. Photo: Lynn Sladke. Royal Caribbean, Carnival and Norwegian began rerouting their cruise ships. Major airlines began allowing travelers to change their reservations without a fee. The hurricane season typically peaks between mid-August and late October. One of the most powerful storms ever to hit the U.S. was on Labor Day 1935. The unnamed Category 5 hurricane crashed ashore along Florida's Gulf Coast on Sept. 2. It was blamed for over 400 deaths. Dorian rolled through the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico as a Category 1 hurricane on Wednesday. The initial blow did not appear to be as bad as expected in Puerto Rico, which is still recovering from the devastation wrought by Hurricane Maria 2 years ago. But the tail end of the storm unleashed heavy flooding along the eastern and southern coast of Puerto Rico. Cars, homes and gravestones in the coastal town of Humacao became halfway submerged after a river burst its banks. Dorian caused an island-wide blackout in St. Thomas and St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands and scattered outages in St. Croix. Government spokesman Richard Motta said. Back in Florida, Mark and Gina Emeterio enjoyed a peaceful afternoon sunbathing and wading in the ocean at Vero Beach. The newly retired couple from Sacramento, California, wanted to relax after spending the morning shuttering their home. Mark, a retired pipe layer, and Gina, a retired state employee, planned to wait it out the storm with local friends more experienced with hurricanes. "We got each other," Mark Emeterio said, "so we're good. I told him, whatever happens, hold my hand," his wife joked. "Let's block ads. Why?